Well, there you go. Welcome, Field Home Farm Sessions. Emmett's on. Mr. will be on soon. Shut that off. November 29th, 2025. The good thing about online is you really don't know how long I've been away, but I've been away for like 5 days. Last one I did was Monday, and lots to talk about. My district meeting, board meeting, OFA meeting, farm and food care event, getting the corn done, and I don't know if you look out my window, there is no snow. Like there's like a skiff, so I can't say no, but there's like a skiff of snow. Emmett, I left Guelph on what's today? Today's Friday. I left Guelph Wednesday night, and it was so shitty driving. Like it was. I mean, if you go slow, I mean, I made it. It wasn't like crazy or anything, but and I'll get into my Brucey's driving around in the Gator, but I'll get into my how pissed off I am about people in Ontario and Canada announcing snowstorms when, like, come on. I left Guelph Wednesday night. It was snowing like crazy. It wasn't the most ideal conditions, but got home. Got to about Erin, which Emmett knows isn't too far away. Got to about Erin, and next thing you know, it cleared up. Got home, there's no snow. So, and yesterday I was farting around doing stuff, getting asphalt grindings. Got that done. I on the lane. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for now. And I was so worried up at night because my laneway is a little bit. I built it up pretty good. It's a little bit steeper, and some of these truck drivers, let's put it this way, do not know how to fucking drive. So might tip over a truck full of chicken. So I had to get my laneway topped up around the corners and whatnot, put some markers, and now it's not going to guarantee people not doing stupid stuff, but at the same time, it should be pretty good. So, and the other night, so I was at the board office, and I said to somebody, you know what we're missing in this office? What kept me up at night? I woke up in the middle of the night, and they're like, you woke up in the middle of the night. I said, relax. I don't like think about it all the time, but once in a while, Emmett will be thinking about stuff. Now, when you're dairy farming, you don't have as much time to think about shit because you're sleeping. You actually have a decent sleep because you're so freaking tired. I get it. Chicken farming, you have a little bit more time to think about stuff. So I woke up and I said, you know what our chicken board office is missing is a Canada flag. Like there's no, like we're chicken farmers then they said we're chicken farmers of Ontario. I said, and Ontario is in what country? So I will talk to the CEO and try to get a Chicken Farmers of Canada or Chicken Farmers of Ontario office. I'll try to get a Canadian flag somewhere because we are in Canada. And if this was in the States, you're guaranteed there'll be like, I don't know, 10 American flags around the office. So they are very, very, very proud of their country. And so am I. Love Canada. And, okay, I'll get into that. So hold on. I got my corn done. Oh, no, that's right down at the bottom of the list, but I'll talk about that first because that was on Monday. Got the corn done. Sold it for 200, that'd be awesome. $232 a ton. I got 212 bushels to the acre, roughly. Now, thinking about stuff, you're thinking, well, if I bought a newer combine, I would get probably more bushels to the acre. If I bought a newer corn planter, I'd get more bushels to the acre. But what does that, if you figure it all out and sit down with a book, what does that all cost? And get someone else to do it. Take profit. If you take it on one hand and do all the stuff you want to do and then take your profit, are you really making a shit ton more money? I don't think you're making any more. You're probably losing it. So let's just keep it like that. We'll fine tune the odd thing. And speaking of getting a newer combine, so I'm combining away. Touch wood, everything's been pretty good this year with the combine. Nothing's gone seriously wrong. And at the start of corn, we heard a little bit of a vibration or something on the right side when I'm sitting in the seat. And didn't worry about it. Nothing happened. I said, well, if it's going to break, it's going to break. Got all the crops done, almost corn done to 5 acres. And all of a sudden, the hot engine light goes on. I said, holy crap. Turn everything off, let it cool down a little bit, but you never know, so shut it off, go up, and the pulley on the engine to the cooler on the rad broke. I shouldn't say the pulley. Yeah, the pulley broke. It's like the belt tensioning pulley, and the belt broke. Nothing happened serious, but I had to try to find a part right there. So I called. I know, Steph Verberger, you're not gonna like this, but I called Nobleton. Now they're Premier, and the guy says, "Well, there's one parts guy, and he's dealing with a customer. There's two behind him right now. So can you call back in 20 minutes?" I said, "For fuck's sakes!" So I called Alston, which is the same company, Premier, and he says, "I had the part number, I had the pulley number." He says, "Let me look. Yep, we have both parts." I said, "Awesome. I will see you in a half hour." So went up there, got the parts. Like, just it was a freak thing. I hope, thankfully, all those pulleys are interchangeable with different stuff. Hold on, unedited, Emmett. Next thing you know, had it done. Had the pulleys on, got the corn done, and I was shitting my pants too because they said Monday was going to be the last good day. I was away uh, at meetings. Now, mind you, yesterday I could have done the corn, but it could have turned. Got it done. Rush, rush, rush. Had my district meeting, my first official District 1 meeting of Chicken Farmers Ontario as me as a director. So I was kind of the chair, supposed to be in the charge of the meeting, but I I'm not going to go there. It's just a little bit. We haven't got it sorted out yet. It's like when our CEO, when he moved into the new office, there was a lot of things that had to be fine tuned before it's perfect. It'll never be perfect, but a lot of things have to be fine tuned. Same thing as me running this, as myself running this meeting. A lot of things have to be fine tuned. The chair is supposed to run the meeting. The chair is supposed to get up there, but overall, I think it did go very good. And I don't think any of my podcasts, my 272 episodes, helped me with my meeting and my speech. Maybe a little bit, but I asked somebody after, "How did I do?" And they said, "Well, you did all right, but since you're asking, you could slow down a little bit." I said, "Well, I want to get the meeting done." So, anyway, no, it was a good meeting. We talked about allocation. We talked about CFO cares. We talked just different stuff that's going on in the chicken industry, chick supply, allocation, everything to do with the chicken farmer. And a few questions. We have our supply management campaign going on right now. It's to inform consumers about supply management and what they need to know, and it gives a fair price for consumers, right, Emmett? Unfortunately, dairy farmers of Ontario are not on our campaign. They're doing their own. So we have chicken farmers of Ontario, egg farmers of Ontario, turkey farmers of Ontario are the three groups involved with it. So we're talking about that, and my wife's calling me, but I can't answer right now because I'm doing this. So I'll talk to her in a little bit. I don't know why she's calling me at the moment, but we'll get into that in a bit. So yes, overall, it went pretty good. It was a good turnout because I had some. I offered a meal as I was talking to the organizer, Miss Sylvie, and she says, I said, "Can we have a meal? It's at night." She goes, "You can do whatever you want." I said, "Well, let's have a meal." So we had some wings, Caesar salad, and some pop. I know you can't have alcohol. Ontario goes crazy with alcohol at different things. It's like you could have one, but I guess if somebody wants to have one after, they can go over to Boston Pizza, is right beside. But I don't. Anyways, I'm not going to go on a tangent and make it a negative part. But Emmett, like alcohol, I don't understand. Anyways, the next day, so I came home from that, and then the next day I had to wake up early because I still have chickens in. I'll get into that in a minute. Had the OFA, Ontario Federation of Agriculture, meeting in Toronto at the Delta across from the convention center in Toronto, but it's across from the airport. And Haldeman Hank was saying, "How far is this away for you?" I said, 42 minutes. He goes, "Really?" I said, 42 minutes with no traffic. It took me like an hour 10 or hour 15 because there's a bit of traffic, but no, it's pretty close. It's a very, very close venue for me, and I've never been to the OFA meeting before, the annual meeting. I'm the Chicken Farmers of Ontario rep, so went down, talked to people at the Chicken Farmers of Ontario. Now, the Chicken Farmers of Ontario get a vote, and they have resolutions. So, I guess every district in Ontario that has Ontario Federation of Agriculture Mystery is on. How are you, Mystery? Anyways, I'm talking about Ontario Federation of Agriculture annual meeting at the Delta Airport. Mystery, you should have been there. It was a pretty good time. There was a lot of people that you would know. It's a meeting, so it's not always the most exciting thing in the world, but you get talking, the socializing, you get talking to people. Just everything. Hold on. Hold on. Who's here? Oh, my wife's here. I better just hold on. Give me a second. and she left. So maybe she's she did not get a podcast. It was a little bit later today, but I had to try to help my son. We have a little 4-wheeler Can-Am, and the friggin' thing wouldn't go. The battery's dead. Trying to start, not going. So that's I was a little bit late, and I haven't done one for a while, so I said I got to get in here. Anyways, Ontario Federation of Agriculture meeting, annual meeting, great socializing time. Lots of MPPs there. Lots of Senator Rob Black was there talking about soil health and everything else. Great social meeting. Unfortunately, it was in November, which I said we got board meetings, we got district meetings, we got OFA meetings, and farm and food care as well. I'll get into that as well in a little bit. So, Ontario Federation Agriculture meeting, great event. So, did that, came home. I was going to stay over there. I was going to drive to Guelph, and I said, no, I got chickens in, and I did have troubles before. But of course, when you come home, there's no troubles. When you're away, there's troubles. So, everything went good. Came home, woke up at 4, drove to Guelph for our 8 o'clock meeting on Wednesday. That's the beauty of being on a board. You have meetings. There's a 2-day meeting. Got that all done, but did a bunch of stuff that night. And we were supposed to have our board meeting continuing into the next day, Thursday. So we stayed over. Like I said, everything went good. We're supposed to have a hearing that day, and it was canceled because, and I'll get into my very, very negative about fucking media and everybody worried about snow. It is fucking Canada, people. Like, snow is going to come. Can you stop? And they canceled school on Friday because there was a chance, like yesterday, there was a chance of snow in the afternoon, so they canceled buses. So our kids didn't go to school. And I was working away at my driveway, got it all done. Yesterday, I got it done. I got a little bit, the sides are built up. I was telling that earlier in my podcast about fixing the laneway a little bit. It's a lot better. You will have to, if a truck drives off my laneway, they'll have to really try to drive off. It's very symmetrical right now. So they canceled school, so I'm working away yesterday at doing that, and a couple of snowflakes come. Like, it looks like almost a storm coming. Nothing happened. And funny enough, like Lefroy, Innisfil, Barrie got hammered with like a foot of snow. It snowed all yesterday, and I'll get into that in a minute. But and we got like a couple little like a flurry came by, and that was it. And we still got nothing on the ground. Like, it's freaking beautiful right now. But I don't know what you're like in Mystery in the old Georgetown, but Alliston, that area has nothing. I don't think Toronto has anything. I don't have anything. But Guelph, oh yeah. Hubie Jen out near Moorfield, she's got a shit ton of snow. She showed me a couple pictures of that, and so sad, too bad. Hubie Jen, sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Well, I do mean to laugh, because I am so freaking glad it's not here yet. Now, mind you, we are kind of in the snow belt. We could get hammered later on in the year, but right now, touch wood again, it's awesome. But so they canceled the hearing in the afternoon. It was going to snow, so we hung around, meet Mr. Chicken, Scott, another board member, because they're waiting for we were supposed to have a meeting, but we had to be there for this farm and food care event, which is a great event, but it's part of the Chicken Farmers of Ontario. We're members of that, so it's and you know what, I want to go to all this stuff because new board member, I've never been to these things before, so I want to gauge what I can go to and what I can miss. Not that I want to miss it, but if you sometimes you don't want to miss it, and you're thinking, I have other stuff important, but I have to go to this thing next year. You never know. But so that we hung around, and Guelph was a shit show on Thursday. I don't know what the hell was going on, or sorry, on Wednesday. I don't know what the hell was going on, but so we went to Farm and Food Care, and Farm and Food Care, I don't have the pamphlet right now, but they're an organization. They look after, if advocates go against us, they promote agriculture, everything else, and it's a great event. Hold on again. Jeepers creepers. I don't know who's out there. My wife's coming out again, but I don't know where she's going. But drove up to Barrie last night, my daughter's hockey practice, and snowing like a son of a gun the whole way. Not the whole way. We got to about Innisfil, and snowing. Next thing you know, hockey. It's snow everywhere. Come home and no snow again. So it was awesome. So on that note, I think my wife needs to talk to me. So we will continue in a little bit later. And thank you for listening, everyone. And Mystery and Emmett live listeners, talk to you later.